Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Game Junk Podcast, episode 242, recording on Sunday, August 10th, 2025. My name is Frank.
My name is Sean.
And my name's Andrew.
And on today's show, we'll be catching up on a couple very inspiring Nintendo Directs, including a partner showcase and Nintendo Indie World. Quick thoughts on that, and we'll be getting into what we played, including Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, Battlefield 6 Open Beta. What's the Take Your Seat? Is that what it's called, Huck?
No, is this seat taken?
Is this seat taken? Did you play that too, Sean?
I did.
All right. We got lots of stuff to catch up on and what we played. Any other major releases I'm forgetting about that we played?
No, I think those are the main ones.
Okay. All right. So let's get into let's start with the Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase 7/31/2025. I think we're just going to say if there's anything that caught our eye and anything you want to talk about.
We should start by saying like both of these happened and there was a expectation that maybe we would get some kind of release date for Metroid Prime 4. But as soon as we heard that it was a partner showcase in an indie world, that did not seem possible. And they still haven't announced anything. So I'm kind of like, what is going on with Metroid Prime right now?
I mean, they're too stacked. They've got two games that are going to...
Yeah.
No, for real. They have two huge Nintendo published games.
I guess that's true.
People
You
are
don't
buying.
want to take away from Bananza in particular, which just came out. But
Yeah, and people are still buying the system and they want that. And then even better for them, if they're new to the Nintendo ecosystem, they're buying old stuff or things that are on sale to fill their library, and then they give them something new later, probably in October. What did I say? November? I said a date related to Sean's birthday, but...
definitely November. But I mean, if they don't announce something by the end of the summer, I will start to get worried.
No, dude, this thing's been done for about 2 years, guaranteed. I would not be worried. But I'm going to play it in August, hopefully, if the lines aren't too long at the Toronto Fan Expo, where there is a Nintendo station where it's playable. And I will weigh in, trust me. And I will wait in line. If I miss 9 Inch Nails, I don't care. I'm playing that game.
Ooh, I was thinking about going to that concert.
Good luck, bud. It is pricey. And it is hard to get tickets. Okay. So, partner showcase. Did anyone have any game that they're like, I'm excited for this? I will say I had one, and it's like the most mild excitement possible. How about you guys?
Probably two, maybe one.
Okay. All right.
I think I also had two as well, but I think
I think I could guess Huck's.
Okay.
Like the last two games feel Huckish to me. The Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tales, and Octopath Traveler 0.
Yeah, so the Elliot one, yes. Octopath Traveler, I enjoy those games, but I don't I really like the mechanics of the Octopath Traveler games, but I don't like the execution of the story and how you could progress through things and how there's really no great
Is it like I've never really played them, but isn't there like 8 characters you have to switch between and see play the game multiple times from different perspectives or something like that?
I don't know if you necessarily have to play the game multiple times. It's kind of like you just miss their opening intro of each character, but other than that, you do all their quests as far as I remember, but they're all disjointed. It's not like you're a party. It's kind of like you have 8 individual stories and you're just kind of making a team with these people. And I don't really feel like there's any character development amongst the party. It's all individuals going out and doing whatever story they want to progress. You're just watching that story and then, coming back to do someone else, and how they split it up where everything's gated by levels. So you do part 1 of one character, and then you have to wait until you're level 20 to do part 2. So then you're forced to go around and do all these other stories before you can come back to possibly the story you're most interested in. And I don't know. I just don't really vibe with that method of storytelling. But if they could take those mechanics and the visuals of Octopath and make it more, like a Final Fantasy story where it's a cohesive group, with highs and lows and stuff, then I'd be more interested. But as of right now, just Elliot because it's more of like an action in that style, that I'm more interested in for sure. And then the other one that I'm interested in, I think, is the one, Frank, you're going to mention. So
Okay, well, I do think with a lot of these, almost every genre of games now, this is a topic that's come up multiple times, just exhaustion of everything. Like how many more 3D pixel art style classic RPGs do we need? We have the Suikoden, which you are going to talk about, and Octopath, Dragon Quest HD, Adventures of Elliot, the Frankie Millennium Tales, all these different things. And it's just like once something is kind of popular, it just gets beaten to death. And it's so rare. Like, I feel like we've exhausted every genre of games. That's, I mean, another reason why I think Bananza is so refreshing, that it's unlike anything else, which is so rare these days. And I don't know, games might be done, dudes. Like I might just be playing Metroid likes for the rest of my life, because they seem to be the only games that really hold my attention other than Bonanza these days. But anyway, Sean, what you got?
Well, sorry. One thing I wanted to mention on the Octopath, I wasn't sure. I looked this up. It looks like it's not the case, but my thought process was like, is this some kind of prequel that was only available in Japan and now it's coming to North America? It looks like that's not the case, but there was a prequel only in Japan released on mobile devices.
of course.
And this is a different game from that. Okay. So just thought I'd point that out. But so the highlights for me. So, okay, we got to mention Chillin' by the Fire, probably the strangest game in the showcase. I don't know that I'm really looking forward to it, but I was, I guess, intrigued. I mean, it seems like it's basically a campfire building game, and that's all you do, with some social elements added to it. I don't know. It's strange. I'm probably not going to buy it, but I'm curious.
I have to admit, that was probably the second game I was kind of interested in, at least if it looked kind of new, something different. It had camera integration, which is few and far between right now. And I mean, challenges building in a snowstorm or wind, or who knows how much fun that will be. But I see some potential in that game. If it's, $10 or something like that, it could be a bit of a lark to throw on the old Switch too. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm kind of interested. And then I'll say mildly interested in Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. But I tried a Hyrule Warriors game. I didn't really like it. I don't like Dynasty Warriors. I don't know why I'm debating buying the first Hyrule Warriors and starting it up. I love the world of Zelda, like the characters and the art, and I kind of want to get into it, but I don't think it's going to work for me.
Yeah, I feel like I tried the demo for the first one of these on the Wii U, maybe.
That's what I did as well, yeah.
And it was like kind of fun, but I just couldn't really see myself. I felt like it was going to get repetitive, I guess.
Yeah, well, I think which was always one of the major criticisms with Dynasty Warriors. But at least with Zelda, it's a world and mythology that I am somewhat interested in. I know nothing about Dynasty Warriors. Okay, the only game I'm actually interested in this whole thing is, and really I shouldn't be, is the Plants vs. Zombies Replanted. I've been clamoring for a new Plants vs. Zombies. I love the first one. I think this has 3 of them repackaged together. Maybe not. It might just be the first. I'm not sure.
I think it's just the first.
I'm fine with that too. I loved it on the Vita. Played the fucking shit out of that thing, including growing trying to get seeds and nurture your little garden with the touch screen. Took me forever to get the platinum on that thing, but I did love it, and I want to play it again, and I'm hoping this thing comes to PlayStation as well, maybe PS4 as well, maybe an auto pop, maybe not, don't care. Gonna platinum it twice either way, auto pop or not. It just depends how much time it's going to take.
It does say Plants vs. Zombies Replanted launches exclusively for Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch on October 23rd. But, I don't know what that means.
Disaster.
I'm no longer interested.
When I saw it, I did think of you because I know we had this conversation before. Because
I just wanted to make I was going to prototype like making a ripoff. Like, why is no one ripping off Plants vs Zombies? It's like prime for ripping off.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to remember. Like, I feel like there are other tower defense type things out there. Like, I know Clash Royale. Like, Kieran's really into that right now. I know it's not exactly
It's like a 3-on-3
but,
battle kind of thing.
Yeah, but it's got tower defense elements, doesn't it?
A bit. It's not like single player. I just want the simplicity and perfection of the original Plants vs Zombies. And just copy it. It's so simple.
I think we talked about that. Part 3 was released and then unreleased or something because people didn't like it and they're like tweaking it. So yeah, I don't know. Seems like going back to the original maybe is a good idea.
Yeah, but just in general, Huck, was that the other one you were going to mention? Or
yeah. I actually, I don't know, like a couple weeks ago, I pulled out the old Vita and threw on Plants vs Zombies. Like, what a great game that is. It's just so fun. So
yeah, I agree.
I'm interested in going back to it. Now, if it was because it's Switch only, will I go back to it? I don't think so, but I'm sure it'll come around. I'm sure they're not going to leave that money on the table.
This is EA, right? Mm-hmm. Like, this is free money. Mm-hmm. They're not going to not.
I feel like this is like testing the waters to see how popular Switch 2 is, and then they'll just drop it on Xbox and PS5 later.
Yeah. I do remember it playing pretty good with the touchscreen, so it might be more about touchscreen support on the Switch 2, but we don't need to talk about a game that's 15, 20 years old. Although a lot of the games in this showcase feel like they're 10 years or more. The only things people I think were excited about Once Upon a Katamari. I've never really gotten into that.
I am excited about that. Now, this also has an iOS tie-in thing, which is they just released on Apple Arcade a new Katamari game this year. And I thought this might be a port of that, but it seems like it's a different game. But up to that, it had been, well, I guess they did re-releases of the old games a couple years ago, right? So, but I guess still, first new Katamari game in a long time for consoles. So that's something.
Yeah, and I guess there's a little like NBA Jam-ish type game with NBA mascots that looked okay. I'm not going to pre-order or wish list or anything. Yeah, but I'm always in the market for one of those if they do it right.
The other nice thing to see is that like current sports titles are returning to Switch or Switch 2 rather than, no sports titles because they're so far behind. I don't remember when how behind they were.
I'm pretty sure they've been releasing, especially FIFA. They've just been severely limited, and and they do not. I'm sure they might do some sales, but reviews wise, and I had some friends, kids that played NBA 2K on there. I don't know if that was a streaming game or a shitty version, to be honest. But
the streaming only.
There was this other game that Corey mentioned to me, but I thought it looked like a complete turd. What is it? Is it Hella or something like that with the mouse?
That was the only one I was kind of interested in. Now,
I mean, dudes, this thing looks like a student game. It looks like ass. And how many fucking games do we need with a mouse that goes on an adventure? I feel like there's 100 of these. Again, we got mouse fatigue now. Enough with the mice.
Well, I thought for sure this was from the same studio that did Unravel because visual, like it's Scandinavian, tying into like Scandinavian folklore or something. Some of the visuals of like the effects around the mouse kind of looked like Unravel, and I don't know. I looked it up. It's a different studio, so unless some people spun off something new, it seems different. But
I'm skipping ahead a bit to the indie showcase as well. But brace yourselves. I was shocked by the level of art and competence I saw across the board. I'm no artist, but I can tell color palettes not jiving together, and like animation polish lacking, and just like a very rushed like old indie feel to a lot of these games, and I don't feel that when I watch PlayStation and Xbox indie showcases. There was a lot of really bad artwork in both of these, which is rare because I think my general theme has been whether I'm interested in the content of games, they all look good. And I was shocked by how many games look like ass in both of these. And there's quite a few.
Yes, the Hella game is 2026. Not sure if that explains some of the lack of art polish, maybe, but yeah, I mean,
maybe enough time to get that ass stink off of it. I hope so. I want a game to be good, but I was not feeling it from that video. That's for sure. I'm shocked. I've said shocked 3 times. Just, I can't think of another word. But I can't believe that made this showcase personally.
Well, if there's one thing we can agree on, these showcases were pretty thin on
Oh yeah.
highlights. So,
I mean, I'm sure Monster Hunter Stories 3, there's an audience for that. I mean, it looked good. I like the AAA games look good, but the indie stuff and AA, yikes. Okay, we're not giving this thing a letter grade unless you guys want to.
no, I mean, I am shocked we're not giving this thing a letter grade.
All right, give it. Let's go.
I guess D plus.
F plus, click.
Yeah, F. Straight F.
All right, next up, Indie World Showcase from earlier in the week, 8/7/2025. This was a little better, I would say, although mostly underwhelming. Any highlights for you guys here? What were your big hidden gems coming to Nintendo?
Well, I mean, Is This Seat Taken was the one I was excited about just because it dropped the same day and I was kind of looking forward to it. We'll talk about that and what we played. But Well Dweller, I was excited about. Just another Kyle Thompson game, who did Crypt Custodian and Islets.
He's pumping out games, eh?
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of
turnaround.
surprised. I thought for a minute it was going to be out this year, and I was like, how is this guy putting out so many games? But it is 2026.
I mean, there are clearly frameworks and systems that are catered for Metroid likes that I assume he's reusing across these games and then experimenting with the camera perspective and some of the individual mechanics. So I have to say, I've yet to be bored by one of these games or found them repetitive. There's always a twist. I think the thing that stood out to me in this one more than others was just the artwork seems to have gone to another level. I don't know if he's just gotten better doing artwork or some of it's been outsourced to some degree. Not really sure, don't care, but I thought it looked, I'm always excited for this developer's games. I got to go back and play Sheepo because I've yet to play a bad game, but
Yeah, I mean, and to be fair, like you're talking about systems that might be shared between the games, but like Islets was 2D, Crypt Custodian was more of a isometric view. This one's going back to 2D, seems like, but he is kind of jumping around between some different types of games, I guess, even if they're all kind of within Metroidvania.
for the record, that was no shade on my part. That was just the expediting the development process to some degree by remaining in one genre, like a broad genre, and refining within. Huck, anything catch your eye here?
Dweller definitely was up there. I also like the art style a lot. I must say the Mina the Hollowware game that they showed first, that game almost looks too complex to me. I don't know if it's just like hard to read what's going on with what they're showing, but I almost am intimidated to try that game. It just looks too difficult to read what the character's doing, where you're supposed to go. I don't know if it's like a contrast thing with the limited color palette of like the NES style and how much stuff they're trying to cram on the screen. But yeah, there's something about it that I don't want to try it. I'm not sure what it is.
I agree with you 100%. I think like the amount of information on screen is dense. There's a lack of contrast between elements. Again, and I think you're spot on. By committing to a certain aesthetic, it is limiting how the game's viewed. And I mean, it has to be said, this looks very similar to Pipistrello and the Cursed Yo-Yo in terms of like the character, perspective, general gameplay. So I wouldn't write it off by any means. Although, is Yacht Club really, struck gold since Shovel Knight? They've released a few games that haven't really been amazing in my opinion. Not that I've played them that much.
Yeah, didn't the Pocket one do good? Pocket Shovel
I tried
Knight,
it. It definitely didn't hook me.
No? Okay.
Yeah, I thought they were okay. I mean, they published some stuff too, right? Like they published Cyber Shadow, which I remember liking. Did they publish anything else or no? It looks like everything else was Shovel Knight and it was all stuff they developed. So, and this is one they're developing. But I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I totally see what you guys are saying. I've been kind of unclear if it has like RPG elements in it or not, but yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I will definitely give it a shot, especially if reviews are good. I'm not going to say it's going to be bad, but I think it has a bit of an uphill climb. And people should definitely check out Pipistrello because it is very good and its art style is exceptional. The pleasant surprise for me was Ball Pit, which is drawing inspiration from Vampire Survivors and Loop Hero, where it's just like balls that you're using as weapons to go down a vertical scrolling corridor. And it looked like it's right up my alley. It's borrowing some of the weapon evolution stuff from Vampire Survivors. Again, I did find the art style to be a little, or just exhibit a lack of cohesion, but it didn't look bad by any means. And I'm definitely excited for it. I am assuming it's a very small development team. So I thought that looked really intriguing and was not on my radar at all. Comes out in October, I think. And then
that one, before you leave for that one.
Yeah.
I was just going to say that one kind of remind me of like a shmup meets like Arkanoid. That's like the vibe I got of it.
Breakout kind of element too.
Yeah.
And there was a demo. It might still be on Steam. I tried a little bit of it and I definitely because this was at Summer Game Fest somewhere in there. And then I tried the demo and I didn't really realize the Vampire Survivors element was in there, and trying it immediately, I was like, oh, Frank's going to love this. So I think, looking forward to it.
I thought Hurdling looked okay. Again, wasn't blown away by the art, but it's going for kind of an indie, somewhere between like a Journey and a bit of why can't I think of the developer behind Last Guardian and Ico? Like that kind of vibe. Could be good. And same for Glaciered, which I really didn't know what it was. I think the art has a long way to go. It's looking pretty rough, even for like an aesthetic choice to maybe look like a PS2 era game or something, but maybe it has some gameplay potential for sure. And Neverway, the art was pretty good in that, but seemed like kind of cozy simulator territory that I'm not quite into.
That one actually, I kind of had an alternate perspective, whereas I thought like the world and the idea of doing like RPG mechanics in that kind of weird world might be interesting, but I found the art style almost like bland. There wasn't much contrast. It was all kind of like dark and dark purples.
Yeah, it's a little monochromatic with its color palette.
Yeah, and it didn't really like pop, and it was a little hard to tell what was going on. It kind of almost reminded me of like, a black and white style, essentially, is what they're going for, replacing almost like white with purple or something. There were like the animated scenes kind of thing, or the kind of like the more illustrated scenes that looked really nice, but then the in-game play was very basic looking, almost with like little hints of polish. So yeah, I don't know what to think. That one kind of interests me actually, but I'm not totally sold on it as it is. I think I would like to see a little bit more about it before, jumping on that one.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I like the art style. but like, and looking at screenshots here, it seems like they're going for the monochrome kind of thing, but it seems like it's different colors in different levels potentially, unless you can just choose your palette. I know some kind of Game Boy-esque games do that. But yeah, I was not really clear on what the game is, and it seemed like it might not be my thing, but I'll keep an eye on it for sure.
The one game that looked kind of interesting as well was Caves of Cud, which I cannot think of the name of the game. That was like ASCII based. It was like a sim.
Dwarf Fortress?
Yeah, Dwarf Fortress. It looks like it's trying to do a bit of a Dwarf Fortress type thing on consoles, which could be cool. And I think UFO 50 finally making its way to consoles that day. I bought it. I plan to not play it that much and then buy it again after the console exclusive window is ended for PlayStation. So they're going to get about $100 out of me for something I don't play just based on the concept alone. You know,
you bought that already though. Did you buy that on something else?
Yeah, Steam. I did.
Okay. I thought so.
Now it's time to buy it again and then buy it again. That is my cycle. Yeah, nothing else really for me, but this indie showcase personally was much better than the partner showcase.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. Ultimate Sheep Raccoon, I'm kind of looking forward to. Still no release date for it, but they're saying this year, I believe.
That game kind of gave me mild, like Epic Dumpster Bear vibes.
Interesting.
I can't hear you, Huck.
Sorry, I clicked but didn't speak. The bar is set high, I was going to say, on that one.
And then there was a bunch of cozy sims in there, like who fucking gives a shit. All right, so do you want to give letter grades or anyone want to mention anything else? Content warning, Sean, that tickling you at all?
I have played it on Steam. I don't know if I ever mentioned it, but yeah,
you might have.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's kind of fun.
Okay. Letter grades?
C plus.
I'll give it a B minus.
Yeah, I was a C plus. I'll go C plus. All right. Let's get into what we played. What do we think the lead here is? Ragebound and maybe Shinobi?
Sure.
Is that the biggest game since... I mean, there's Mafia, but we haven't played it yet. I think we all have it on hold from the library. I did get Death Stranding 2 from the library yesterday, so I will try it. I watched a recap video of the story of the first one, just so I could go in knowing what's up, and it is insane and stupid. For the record, the story, even as a summary, absolutely blows. But let's get into Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. Sean, what do you got?
I believe it's Ninja Gaiden Ragebound for somebody.
Thank you for correcting me. Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. Apologies.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't play that much of it. I had played the demo previously, and I got basically just a little bit past the demo. But I think it's really good. Like, it feels great. It's fast paced. It doesn't. I mean, I guess the thing I'm wondering about is where's the difficulty level going to come in on this thing? And like, you know, I got through the first few chapters, you know, died twice on the first real boss, I guess, but that was about it. So I was like, okay, it's, you know, reasonable, but it's one of those games where it feels like you can, you know, the better you get, the better it feels, right? Like you're moving fast. There's a lot of one-hit kills on the enemies. And they give you a lot of different tools, like the bounce off of projectiles, which I feel like that's been in a bunch of other games. I can't remember which ones specifically.
Rogue Legacy 2.
Okay. I mean,
I feel like it was a big...
Was it in the Messenger?
Big one that comes to mind for me. Yeah, the Messenger for sure. And not that it's necessarily parrying projectiles or bouncing off them, but aiming off of them in Ori. The first Ori game, I think, was kind of revolutionary for that.
Yeah. But yeah, like the art style, I don't know. They capture the, like, it's definitely going for the retro. I mean, I guess we should clarify, like, there's another Ninja Gaiden game coming out later this year that is the sort of current gen 3D action adventure version of this. This is going back to, like, trying to recapture sort of the original NES games a bit, but obviously it's modernized and it has a lot of quality of life stuff. And I thought the artwork was great, like the way they do the cutscenes. Like, if Ninja Gaiden was big for the cutscenes, right? Like, wasn't that, like, I don't know if it was like one of the first games to have cutscenes, but I feel like it was a big deal with that game.
Yeah.
Could be. Yeah.
So they have that, and it kind of seems to be paying tribute to that. And yeah, it feels, it really is about the feel of it. And, we'll talk about Shinobi. Like, Shinobi's fine, but, like, this game feels great.
I think I like Shinobi more, but
Really?
I love them both, to be honest. And I was worried, like, how are these two games going to coexist? And after playing both, I think they both have unique things to offer and big differences in their combat systems. And I appreciate both art styles. Sorry, Sean, is it Gaiden or is it Gaiden? I think.
Yes, I believe so.
Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. I was loving it, but I got so into my usual thing, which is trying to get an S rank on every level.
Oh, yeah. I can see that being a problem.
I will say, and I was like, I want to understand the mechanics, because I agree with what Sean said, that as you get better at it, the flow and the game feeling good, I wanted to, like, kind of master the early levels so I know my fundamentals going forward in the game. And I think it did help, but I got stuck on doing the first level where you have to make it through the dojo training, and then you have to beat the boss at the end without where you're supposed to die, and I just can't do it. And I've been stuck on that. But I did play further before that a bit, and then I went back and tried to do S rank on some stuff. And yeah, I think all the parrying stuff, and I do struggle with grabbing the ceiling sometimes. That's my one complaint, where especially when you're using an analog controller, you have to kind of hold up, and attaching and detaching from ceilings, not the smoothest. I think if maybe there was a dedicated button for that, it might be better than just up. I'm guessing that's homage or carryover from the original series. But I was really enjoying it. It's from the developers of Blasphemous 1 and 2, I believe. And I need to go back and play those games as well. I really want to. They're high on my list of shame. And yeah, I'm loving it. I shamefully have not played enough. I would like to be playing more of that game. And I probably should just push through the story and go back to mastering stuff. But I love the end of level results screen, where it breaks it down by, if you hit triangle, I believe, on PlayStation, it shows you, like, by color what contributed to your S rank and where you failed exactly. I mean, basically comes down to do everything perfect. But you get some idea of exactly where you went wrong. And I actually think the first level I got it on, it was very reasonable to get an S rank, and kind of reminded me a bit of Neon White, of making you feel powerful without having insane difficulty, which I think Sean mentioned as well. The difficulty seems very fair. I was worried it was going to be punishingly hard, which that series, I believe, is known for. So yeah, I loved it. I'm looking forward to playing more.
So one other thing, so you're playing on PlayStation, right?
Yeah.
And I played on Steam Deck. I did read, I'm assuming a lot of people will be tempted to buy it on the Switch 2 if you have a Switch 2, because, you want to play some games on that.
That's the place for
system.
indies, dude.
Yeah, apparently it is only 30 frames per second on the Switch 2, which is, they specifically said it's only going to be 30 frames on the Switch. And then they said some statement about the Switch 2 saying it will benefit from the Switch 2's increased, whatever capabilities. But, like, from what I hear, it's still 30 frames on the Switch 2, which a lot of people are annoyed about. So I don't know if that matters that much to everyone, but just thought I'd mention it.
Yeah, that's a little scary. Very scary. But I'll just say, I didn't play a ton of the Shinobi demo because I just wanted to give it a chance. I think it's more of a Metroid-like, so I think it's got that going for it. And the map wasn't great, but I'm so early in it, it's tough to tell. But I thought it had a different combat style. It has like these finishing moves that were clearly, in my opinion, drawing inspiration from the modern Doom series for getting power-ups and encouraging, tearing through enemies. One thing I love, the kunai is powerful. I hate when projectiles are weak and they almost are relegated to not being used. I think it's got great balancing of attacks and power, and there's certain charges for weakening enemies that kunais are useful for. So I'm loving everything I'm seeing combat design wise on this game. It's simple yet depth with some of the economies, and I personally love the art style. I think it's kind of divisive. That kind of white field, I was loving it. So I know our buddy Jay's a big Shinobi fan. Maybe he'll get into this. But another like nice kind of difference is early in the game, you're running through this field, and I'm like, okay, another game in Japan. I just played Ninja Gaiden. I'm playing all these games, Gaiden, pardon me, and then all of a sudden, helicopters and all this military stuff starts coming in. I'm like, okay, this is a bit of a different vibe. I'm in.
Yeah, the story at the beginning, I was like, what is this? The story of Shinobi? I don't know. I probably played the original once back in the day at some point, but I really am not that familiar with the series. I didn't mind the art style, and at least that does separate it. It's weird, so this comes out the end of this month, right? Is that?
I believe so.
So it does seem a little weird that they're that close together. Like, it seems like maybe they should have spaced it out a bit more, but I wasn't loving, like, when you hit enemies, there's sometimes there's a bit of like a slowdown where it gives you that feel of like the impact. But after having just played the Ninja Gaiden game and really liking the speed of it, I was kind of not liking that.
Talking like hit
but
stop.
I agree. What's that?
I think it's called a hit stop in like
okay.
lingo.
But like the finishing moves, I agree. I did like that. And I didn't know that it was like a Metroid like type game.
Yes.
I guess I didn't.
I've got him switched. He didn't say it. It's working.
Do you actually see that in the demo, like elements of that? Because
if you hit the touchpad in the middle, it brings up the map. And
okay, I mean, that is something to set it apart. For some reason, I also thought maybe this was like a 3D or at least like a 2.5D game, and it's not. So then I was like, oh, it's very similar to Ninja Gaiden, and I do prefer Ninja Gaiden, but yeah, I was thinking to myself, this game's pretty good. I just think it's going to maybe get overshadowed now.
Fair enough. I thought it played great. I didn't want to play anymore because I'm like, I know I'm buying this. I'm excited. I don't want to spoil anything. I don't want to waste my fucking time on demos, dude. All right.
Unless we're talking about the next game, is this seat taken? In which case, if you played the demo, you just automatically have that progress already in your game once you buy it.
Very nice.
Yes,
I didn't know there was a demo for that game.
Yeah, so I think it was part of one of those, Steam showcases or whatever they have, and I played it there and really liked it. And then now that it's out, I picked it up. Dwight, you said you picked it up, right? So I must say, like, the rest of the game of I'm about halfway through, I would think at this point, judging by all the little like dots and level icons they have. And I would say it's pretty much similar to the demo. What you have, essentially, they give you a seating chart kind of thing, or a number of seating positions, and each character has their own sort of demands on what they want to do. So, if a common scenario is like there'll be a bus with a certain number of seats facing, forward, backwards, sideways, and people will be like, I want to sit by a window, I want an aisle seat. And then people will be talking, people will be playing music, and people are like, I want to talk to someone, or I like to play loud music, or there's other common ones are, I put on too much cologne, or I didn't shower and they stink, and people don't like sitting beside people that stink. So you got to try to just arrange them in this seating chart where everyone's happy essentially before you can move on. And I don't know, in my opinion, it's like a nice little fun, pretty casual puzzle game that, it's not overly challenging, but does have like some quirks here and there that make you think every once in a while. But overall, I haven't run into any difficulty.
The deductive reasoning elements are in the realm of like a nonogram or a Sudoku type thing.
Perfect.
Like, it
perfect.
seems like it's up your alley for sure.
100%.
I should try it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was on a road trip this week, and this direct happened, and I was like, oh, I want to play this game, and I was like, I wish it was coming out on iOS, because this feels like a game that would be perfect on iOS. Guess what? It is out on iOS, so that's how I played it, and yeah, I mean, I agree. Like in terms of, it is a casual puzzle game, so I think anyone can pick this up and get into it. It's not, from what I've seen, I'm maybe not quite as far as Huck, but it's enough to keep you engaged, but it never gets like super difficult. I guess one of the things is that you'll kind of go through, like, in one level, you'll do like 4 of these in a row. And it'll start like, a bunch of people get on the bus, then the bus moves to like another stop. Some people get off, and now you've got new people, and you got to kind of rearrange it. And so you got to do like maybe a series of 4 in a row. And I don't know that really adds to the difficulty of it, but there is an element there of carrying over from what you did previously. And I don't think there's like a checkpoint in between there. So you do have to do a bunch of them in a row. But
yeah, there is no checkpoint. You have to do all 4.
But there is a bit of a story, I guess. Like, I like the art style and the presentation. I thought all that stuff was great. Mm-hmm. But there's like all this dialogue, and it feels like, okay, I guess they needed something, but I'm really not feeling like it's like you could just skip over it all. Like, it's nothing. Like, it's just like there's a kind of like one of the characters, like, it wants to be an actor or something, and then there's like a movie star that they're a fan of. Like, I don't know, it kind of doesn't really seem to go anywhere. Maybe it will eventually. But the one other thing I wanted to mention is I think I just got to a section where, is it on a bus? I think it's still on a bus, but now there's luggage. And so there's like a luggage area where you kind of have to do almost like the Resident Evil.
I think it's a train, but yes, same
train,
idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you have to do like the Resident Evil inventory management thing.
Tangible inventory. We love it.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's, a new little wrinkle. I don't know if there's other stuff that gets introduced, but yeah, it's a cool little puzzle game. It does what it says, and it does it pretty well.
I love games with deductive reasoning, and I will have to check this out. Sounds good.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yep.
I guess it's not like hardcore deductive reasoning, but I think it could be fun. Okay, maybe I'll mention the Battlefield 6 open beta. Did anyone else try this?
No, but I am curious.
Now, I definitely have some friends that fall into the only game I play is COD category.
Uh-oh.
And
where's this going?
Well, they are like getting sick of COD, and not necessarily the gameplay, but people are not a fan of COD becoming Fortnite with like there's a lack of realism in it now. It's like just cartoon characters mixed with ridiculous skins of stuff, and it is becoming a little cartoonish. I know my friends personally aren't fans of the sliding, and I think in Black Ops 7 they are adding wall running back in again, which I remember disliking, and they are not a fan of. So they're like, I want to try Battlefield 6. It looks amazing. It's what I want. And I said, just pump your brakes. It's not going to be as good as COD. Like, I know already. I don't even have to play it. It will not have the perfectly polished feedback systems and user experience of Call of Duty. I'll give it a 10% chance that it does, but I highly doubt it. And so I fired it up, and I think it's it's worth like trying, and I think I'll end up buying it. It's got its own thing going on, namely the realism of battle. That like if COD's going more cartoony, this is much more grounded and realistic, and that engine is like notorious for its destructibility. What the fuck? What's the word I'm looking for?
Yeah,
Destructibility.
Sure.
Anyway, and I think all that stuff is great. I do find so the things that I love about COD that this just doesn't have. It's so easy to see enemies in COD. Like they change the shaders on characters versus environment, and obviously text above names, where I don't find anything fun about someone hiding in the shadows or using camouflage to blend into a wall and you don't even know they're shooting you. I know it's realistic, and I'm sure there's a market for that. To me, it's more about the skill of aiming or coordinating and communication than it is about like finding glitches in lighting and camping and stuff like that. So that's one of the issues for me. And obviously they just don't have the feedback systems for shooting. Like the satisfaction of the rumble, the sounds. I've said this ad nauseum, and I thought it's so easy to do. You just copy COD. You could break it down. It's pretty easy. There's animations and color changes on the HUD. There's post-process. There's sound. There's rumble. Like any game developer can break down what's going on there. So they're clearly choosing not to do that, and I don't understand it. But I think it'll do really well. I know a lot of people, casual gamers, that are really into what they're seeing in that game. I think it's going to be a big hit. Now, if I was in the seat of Phil at Microsoft, which I should be, I would be playing COD for 15 minutes, and I would be calling up Activision and whoever is currently in charge of COD, and I'd say, I go to the store for COD, and I look at all these skins they sell that are ridiculous and ugly, like the ugliest skins ever. And clearly no one buys them because I never see them in the game. I never play against these unicorn characters or the merman. Like the amount of money and time and effort that goes into creating these skins that don't get used or purchased ever blows my mind. Clearly, movie tie-ins and pop culture tie-ins sell very well. When they do their original characters and like weird tracer packs, they're complete flops. Get out of that. And if I was like, oh, Battlefield 6, they should have this in their back pocket. It's going to take our market. People like the realism. The solution is so simple. Create a game mode or a lobby that's called like Grounded Call of Duty with no skins, and you can't slide, and just watch the players flock in mass numbers to those lobbies and gameplay types, and you've already beaten them. So we'll see how this plays out. But I still thought the Battlefield open beta was good. Don't get me wrong.
I am a little surprised. Like, I don't know that much about like COD, what they changed between seasons and stuff like that. Like I know Fortnite had like the no build mode. Like they seem to, bring back stuff that people miss and kind of keep it fresh a lot. I know that I'm pretty sure one of the developers from Battlefield specifically said, like, we are not doing skins, or like at least that they're keeping it very minimal. Like the pop culture stuff will not be there. So they're
Which I think is a good move. I think it's a great move. There is an audience that is sick of COD becoming Fortnite, which I'm part of for the most part, but I still think it's the best feeling first-person shooter out there. So, all right, that's it. That's it for Battlefield 6 for me. I played one match. I don't have too much else to offer. I want to play more.
I saw two articles about Battlefield that kind of were interesting to me. One was they were talking about the time to kill ratio, how like compared to Call of Duty, they're trying to make it that you can survive a little longer, like so that you don't respawn and instantly die.
I don't like that. I would think the opposite. I mean, COD obviously has warfare, which is designed for a longer time to kill. Yeah, you can, which is kind of boring. I want to get in the action. Like most people want to get into like Stakeout or Nuketown and stuff 24/7 and just kill some shit, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it was an interesting thing to think about, like how, because they were kind of saying it's really hard to, you tweak it too far one way, some people hate it, tweak it too far the other way, some people hate it. Like it's really hard to find that sweet spot. But it seemed like they were trying to distinguish themselves a little bit with that. The other thing I saw that also was kind of interesting, somebody wrote an article saying that basically they never get revived in the game, even though there are actual medic classes. People just run right by it. They won't even waste their time. And it's like, it is supposed to be more of a team-based game. And that feels like a summary of the state of the world in some ways, but
there is different gameplay modes. I played like the main, I think it's called Conquest, where it's holding points, and it's just a game of attrition with enemy reinforcements, which I believe is like the staple of the Battlefield series, right?
That's kind of the classic mode, I think.
And it is like, it doesn't feel like much is changing. It feels like a long war of attrition that it doesn't really land for me. Like I'm not feeling the swings of the game. They last like 40 minutes, one match. And I'm just like, like 10-minute matches is nice. You get the satisfaction of winning or losing. So I'm sure there'll be other gameplay modes, but yeah, we'll see. I hope it does well, because I think COD does need a challenger, because it's getting too easy for them and they don't even have to do anything and they make bullshit and no one calls them on it. So, yeah, I'm all for the competition. See what they can do.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested in the campaign. Okay, I got two other things. Huck, you got some stuff too?
Yeah, a lot of mine are pretty
more?
short.
I'll get mine out of the way. I'll just say I still have not beaten Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Oh my goodness. Shame.
Now, I may have spoken too soon. I said this might be the best game I've ever played in my life. And I was at the beginning of the Radiant Slayer, and I have to say the Radiant Slayer has been a bit of a slog. I do like it, but you get the 5th Bonanza power, and they did not knock that one out of the park. It isn't. There's like a double jump mechanic that does not feel good. It feels clumsy and unresponsive, and it is the weak link in the game so far. But it's still my game of the year. But it did hurt as soon as I went on the record that kind of lost some of the momentum. And I've just been busy at the. You can look at YouTube, youtube.com/GameJunk and check out my glowing
justifying.
tan. I'm hanging by the pool all the time. My dark European skin is glowing. I mean, you can't get that if you're playing Donkey Kong all day. You got to be by the pool. So I'll finish
the Switch is portable. You could play it at the pool.
Dude, I think I'm taking a risk with these temps. It'll overheat, bro. we're pushing, like, when I got in my car, the internal thermometer was like 38. It was out of control.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I will beat Bonanza this week, though. I can tell you that much.
If you don't beat Bonanza, what will happen?
We'll see. I guess time will tell. Now, people were willing to live with my case in the last one, but it's been 2 weeks since then, and I still haven't beaten it. And that is pretty shameful.
You're playing fire here.
We'll see. I understand it. I've really dropped the ball.
Game of the year. You're not known to put games that take you months to beat as your game of the year, but
this is
could
true.
Be a first. This could be a first.
This is true. I mean, I think I beat Blueprints faster, to be honest.
I think so.
But it wasn't the summertime, baby.
That's right. I could go. So I got to the end of Unicorn Overlord. I think I was like 48 hours, possibly longer. And there was such an insane difficulty spike for the second last boss that I just said, nope, not happening. Return to the library. I am wiping my hands clean, and it's not happening.
Now
I will
this
accept
is
my shame.
shameful. Like
I will accept my shame.
You get almost at the end, but I mean, just knock down the difficulty and hammer it out. Go to easy and hammer it out.
I guess I could have done that. I might have to get it back in the library now. Thanks, Frank. Jeez.
I just bought it based on your glowing praise. The deluxe edition, which has a PS4 and PS5 edition and Autopop, was on sale for $36 on the PlayStation Store. So
yeah,
I'm gonna give it a shot.
Do I really got to get that game back out of the library? I guess I do. I want that trophy, that gold trophy for beating it.
Yeah.
So anyways, warning anyone who's been taking me up on my recommendation like Frank, giant difficulty spike at the end of the game. They do not train you. Basically, you have this boss that requires you to get a lot of hits in through whatever, characters you have, and you have to kind of tweak your parties in very specific ways in order to get him kind of like his shield down, essentially. And I was not willing to rejigger all my stuff just for this guy, so I said nope, not happening. Other thing, quickly, I played the newest iteration of Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego, which has a new release. And
is it just called Carmen Sandiego?
It might just be called Carmen Sandiego. I can't remember, but essentially it is the game we remember from the early 90s, where you start off, you get some clues, you go to a couple places, but the thing is they added some gameplay mechanics into each of them. So when you go to a place and the thief is there, instead of just saying, oh, you're on the right trail or whatever, there'll be a little mini game where you kind of have to grapple from building to building. I mean, it's a pretty simple timing
mechanic. There's a cover system kind of thing to catch up to them, or
yes, there's a bunch of mini games, and then there's also when you go and find some clues, instead of just giving you text, now there's a little mini game where you have to I don't know, search the environment or solve some sort of puzzle type thing. So they definitely expanded on the original game, and I think what they did is kind of perfect in a way, in that they basically just took the original game, which is pretty good, I think, as a concept, and then just layered on some gameplay mechanics to those things, and it still has the whole, you've got to understand some geography and sort of do some research, and it gives you all the tools to do that research within the game. Now you don't have to Google it or pull out the encyclopedia and oh, what color is Brazil's flag or whatever,
yeah, you used to ship with an almanac, right? In the PC box.
Yeah. So I mean, I think they did a really good job. So if there's any parents out there that have young kids, this would probably be a good game to introduce them to do some geography lessons, and they might enjoy it. I don't know how young. You might have to be probably in elementary school, grade 4 or 5, probably, to enjoy it, I think, at its peak.
You don't have a way of setting your age or anything like that?
Not that I saw. No, I only played it briefly. It was a hot commodity at the library. I had to take it back already. A lot of people wanted Carmen Sandiego.
So you made this game, Sean?
Yeah, Gameloft.
Gameloft, your alma mater.
Wish I could have been working on it, but
it's a hit.
Yeah. So the weird thing is, this game came out and it was on, I think it was on Netflix. It was one of their mobile games. And I was like, oh, I'm going to try that out. And then just last month, they removed a ton of stuff from Netflix, and they did not renew any of these games. All the Golden Idol games are no longer on there.
Oh, really?
Hades is no longer on there. I can't remember what else, but they lost a ton of good games, and it just feels like, yeah, they're
I just
done.
downloaded Kentucky Route Zero and Civ 6 onto my phone. Have not launched them yet, but I wonder if they still work, because I downloaded them a while ago. I wonder if we're in this cut pile.
Yeah, I'm not sure if those ones are there still or not, but yeah, I was kind of disappointed. It feels like it's going the same direction as Apple Arcade, where they're okay, nobody actually wants to play real games on here. They just want to play the casual stuff. So that's what we're going to put all our money into. So
They should look
But
at a seat to the. Is the seat taken? That actually would fit in
yeah,
perfectly.
yeah, definitely.
I
But
got
yeah,
I got two more things, but I'll let someone else go.
okay. I gotta mention Hell Clock because I
Hell
got a code for
clock.
this one.
Whoa.
Which, but it was interesting because it wasn't really even on my radar, and it was and then it was being offered, and it was like the reviews for this game were already like really, really great. So I was intrigued, and it is a roguelite, I guess. Which I'm kind of starting to not that I was ever that hardcore into roguelites in general, but I'm already not that interested in them. But this one is almost like Diablo meets Hades, I guess. Like the combat feels very Diablo, and like so instantly I was kind of hooked on that. And then the other cool thing about it is each run has like a timer, so it's like I think 8 minutes, and at the end of the 8 minutes the run's over. So it's kind of I don't, maybe that would be frustrating for some people. Somehow I liked that about it. Like there was no expectation of like, okay, I got to keep playing and go as far as I can go. And if I die, I lose all this stuff. Like it was kind of like, no, like you're only going to get 8 minutes. And it does feed into the gameplay a bit because it's like, okay, you got to, I don't know, I beat the first boss and then now it's like, okay, you got to get to level 7, beat the boss at level 7. And so now I have to go through the levels that much faster to get to level 7. And you are acquiring, new abilities and stat increases and stuff like that. So you're able to kill people quicker, but it is also like you have to move faster. So that's kind of interesting. I don't know, how much more that plays into it, but that is a factor in the game. And I thought it was kind of cool. Really like the art style. It's apparently based on like some what is it called? The Canudos massacre, which is like something from Brazilian history. So it's like got kind of some interesting elements there because of that as well. But yeah, I was pretty impressed. I haven't played that much of it yet,
I'd
but
never heard of
I
that game.
actually am kind of feeling the itch to keep playing it. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
looks pretty cool.
I hadn't heard this either. It looks pretty sweet. I think it's only on Steam though currently. So it looks like.
I believe that is correct. Not 100%, but I think that's true.
Okay. What else? What else we got? Anything?
Huck?
Yeah, so I picked up from the library the old Suikoden 1 and 2 HD remaster collection. So I haven't put in much time, but I started Suikoden 1, and Suikoden 1 is one of those games that I've started, I don't know, 4 or 5 times and always get to a certain level or a certain area, and then I leave it for a bit, and then I come back and I have absolutely no idea what to do or where to go because it's been so long. And the game is a little, I guess, tough because when you talk to people in this game, they don't always tell you what you need to do next. Like in typical RPGs, usually the people in the town would be like, oh, you got to head north to beat the bad guy in the cave or whatever. In this game, it doesn't seem to do that often. So I fired this up thinking, okay, I'm going to take advantage of all the HD, upgrades, and I was playing it. I was like, oh yeah, this feels just like I remember. But then I just looked back at a video of the original, and they definitely overhauled a lot. Like the character portraits, the art in general got a big upgrade. Sort of like the lighting of the environments, menus got like a little fresh overhaul. I would say it's still as clunky. Like there's like this really clunky item management system where every individual character has their own little item pouch, so you have to transfer things between each guy. It's kind of annoying, but at the same time, I think this is the game where you can get 108 characters, so you need like a lot of kind of like item management. And then the one thing they did add, the map is also the overworld map is no longer just like a 2D overworld map. They made it into this 3D sort of top-down, slightly angled perspective rendering of the map, and It's fine. I wouldn't say it adds anything special, other than just the fact that they worked on it and put it in. And then the other thing they added, which I think is a huge addition, is they added a log of everything that's said. So, and you can pin, I don't know, like 50 things in your log. So if you get a key piece of information, you can now pin that, so that if it says, oh, the dude lives in the cave to the east, you pin that, so that when you save and come back in a month and you have no idea what you're doing, you can look at your pinned log and see, okay, I've got, these certain, here are the key things I need to know now. Now, obviously, that's up to you to sort of manage that, and it would have been nice if they would have just added like a quest tracker to the game. But, it's at least a little better than trying to remember and like wandering aimlessly if you haven't played in a couple days. So slight improvement there. I still think, if you forget to pin some important piece of information, it looks like the log is just like a spam of everything you've said. So you could just talk to like 50 town people and all of a sudden the important information is like lost, 50 lines up. So I don't know if you forget to use it, if you'll probably still run into the same problem I was having on like the PSX days. So overall, like the game looks great. I'm interested to play a little more. I don't know how far I'll get. I always get a little bogged down in this game, but I do want to try at least Suikoden 2 as well, just to see if they've, what they did to that game, if they did anything. But overall, right now, it looks like a pretty authentic, just kind of like HD remaster with like not too many, bells and whistles added. Yeah. And then I have one last thing. I played Mindseye some more. I don't know if you guys touched it at all anymore. I'm maybe like halfway through, maybe a little less than halfway through now. I don't know where you guys got to, but did you guys get to the big car chase where you're like shooting at a car chasing?
I think that was the last thing I did.
Okay. That, I don't know if you guys had it, but that had extreme technical difficulties when I did it. I mean, like, it started off, I think we talked about last time we talked about Mindseye, where when you launch the game, it starts in a cutscene and you have to watch the cutscene instead of just jumping right into gameplay. So it started off with this cutscene playing, and the audio was like completely out of sync and garbled. I was like, what's going on in this game? Like, is something downloading on the system or something? Is this like streaming from the internet? What's going on? And then it kind of puts you right into this car chase, and the car chase had to have been running at, I don't know, 5 frames a second at portions of time, maybe 10. And the audio's garbled the whole time. I don't know if you guys had the same experience. I was playing on the Xbox Series X, and it was painful how bad it was. And it's weird because the car chase itself is nothing too much different than normal driving throughout the town. So I don't know what they're doing that's causing so much performance hitching. Like, just having a couple AI cars chase you around doesn't seem like it should absolutely tank the frame rate in the way it does. But I don't know, that was my first taste of like a huge performance issue in this game. Other than that, though, I haven't really had too many other issues. I'm still enjoying the story. I still think the gameplay is just fine. There's a lot of cutscenes. It's kind of a very much me game. So I don't know. I don't think I'd recommend it, but it's fine. It's fine where it is.
I put a little more time into it as well last week, and I'm not hating it. Like, it has like a scope that I appreciate, and it's just shooting shit. It's not a great game by any means, but it's decent enough. The one part you had to get a trophy, you had to drive this mini drone through an air conditioning system without taking damage.
Okay.
That took its toll on me. I think I pretty much.
Don't you have to sneak into the apartment?
Yeah, but you have to get into the apartment without getting pushed into the wall.
Right.
And
Okay.
it's very easy to happen, and landing is not necessarily clear when you're secure and can't get blown in the air. And yeah, I was kind of done. But I am going to get out of the library again. I'm actually going to put a hold on it now.
Yeah. Good
And I
idea.
will finish it, I think.
I must say that if this game just had skip cutscene, it would be so much better. Like, so much better.
Yeah.
Especially when like you've watched a cutscene, you get to gameplay, and then you quit, and then you come back like a little bit later, and now you got to watch that whole cutscene again. That really grinds my gears for sure.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's it for me. That's all I've got.
Okay. Last thing I will mention. So I talked about being on the road trip, and this is something we talked about like years ago. But I was like, okay, I'm going on a road trip. Let me look into audio or voice activated text adventure games. Like, is this a thing yet? Can you do this?
Like to play as a family, or like?
Well, yeah.
I'm surprised you couldn't just get Chat GPT to like come up with a fake.
You can do that. There's actually something called AI Dungeon, which is I haven't tried it yet, but I was reading about it, and it seems like same kind of idea. Like you can get AI to create an adventure for you or something. But I just thought, like, there's got to be a way to play like a classic text adventure game and just have like it read the text to you, and then you say what you want to do. And I don't know, it looked like maybe there are some plugins to do it like through a browser or something, but I couldn't find anything for the phone. But I did find this game that just came out this year called Ryft, A Timely Manor, RYFT. And actually ended up playing most of it. Kids weren't interested, but Alicia and I were kind of taking turns. And it's actually pretty good. Like it's the voice acting is professional level. Like, it's a little cliched. Like, you're kind of in this mansion. You don't really know why you're there, but there's like this scientist who's been experimenting with time travel, and there's a bunch of people that are kind of stuck there, and there's like this maid that's like, of course, a French maid, so she has a French accent. There's like a chef who's got like a Cajun accent, so things like that where it's like, okay, like, not a lot of personality necessarily, but in terms of how it works, it works really well. Like, I was surprised. Like, you kind of just start the app and it'll read a description of the room you're in or whatever just happened, and then it's immediately switches over to listening for you to talk. So it's not even like you have to hit a button or interact in any way, and it's pretty natural. It picked up most stuff. Like, it wasn't mishearing me or misinterpreting very often, and it was pretty fun. The only thing that really was a problem is there's a couple things that we were kind of stuck on, and it was because like it's something where if there was a visual, like if it was like a graphical point and click adventure game, you'd go into a room and you'd be like, oh, there's a drawer I haven't opened yet or something like that. But when it's audio, you kind of go into a room and it gives you like the quick description because you've already kind of been in there before, and then maybe you ask for more information. It's like, oh, there's a desk with a drawer, but you think you've already opened it. So it's kind of like, it's one of those things where it's like, oh, crap, okay, I guess I didn't open that one yet. And there's no real way to know other than to just keep retrying stuff. But it does have a pretty good hint system, so that kind of helped a bit. But it's free, which is cool. It looks like they're trying to maybe make it into a platform to do more of these in the future. Not sure how much of a market there is for it, but hey, I was kind of impressed that it worked as well as it did. So if you are commuting or going on a road trip, maybe give it a whirl.
It's making me want to go back and play that Crimson Diamond game also. Speaking of text adventures. Huh, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm. All right. I think we've said it all.
Definitely.
Covered a lot of stuff. This week, what's Madden, I think, comes out later in the week. Huck, you ready?
Nope. I usually wait now for Madden to come free in February after Super Bowl on Game Pass, EA Play. So I'm not a Madden head anymore.
One of one at my local library.
Woo,
so
look out.
Watch
guy.
out.
You are addicted, buddy.
I just search for everything. I put holds on everything I can.
Drag X Drive is out this week.
Which I tried to play the demo of, and it was only available for like 2 windows over 2 days. I fired it up. I downloaded it. I fired it up before we recorded this and said, this is no longer active. I go, wow, that must have been a real tight window. But I'm curious.
X Drive?
That's, you use the mice for like wheelchair basketball.
Yeah.
Although apparently they're not
forgotten
wheelchairs.
the names.
They've like made a statement that they're like, I can't remember what it is, but they do
All right.
not want to like have
you pilot chairs that have wheels on them, using your arms, similar to other things people have used in the past, and also throw basketballs while navigating chairs with wheels. So
it's another weird Nintendo thing. I really don't know, but
check it out.
And it resembles almost exactly like a sporting wheelchair, like a sports style wheelchair.
Yeah, the way the chairs are angled and
funny how
the
that
chairs,
is.
the wheels are angled inwards and stuff.
And they
like
have
that.
the grip bars.
Yeah, but
hilarious.
Not wheelchairs. Maybe they want to like trademark them and sell them or do something. So, okay, that's going to do it for us today. Check us out on, one more thing. Another thing we played, Sean. I wanted to bring it up. We do dabble in the walkabout mini golf. And we played a little walkabout mini golf while reviewing Happy Gilmore 2 in VR. And Jay edited together a very nice little video review while playing walkabout mini golf on patreon.com/filmjunk. So if you want to see a little exclusive Let's Play and a little Happy Gilmore 2 roast, check it out.
Definitely.
I'm going to have to check it out. That sounds glorious.
Oh, yeah. Video tier. It's there currently. And we'll see what's up next week. Discord links on youtube.com/gamejunk as well. And thanks for listening or watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.